Retirement. For decades, we imagine what it will look like. No alarm clocks, more freedom, and more control over how we spend our days. But most people don't expect that retirement can actually be one of the biggest life adjustments they'll ever face. A recent retirement confidence survey shows that over 40% of retirees report emotional transition is harder than the financial one. So today, I'm breaking down the biggest retirement adjustment problems people struggle with and exactly how to solve them. So let's get into it. 1. Loss of routine and purpose. For 30 or 40 years, you've worked and it's given you the structure. Meetings, you have deadlines, you have projects, you have a reason to get up. But overnight, in retirement, that routine disappears. And many people feel lost, or they feel anxious, or even depressed. A study from AgeWave found that retirees miss having a routine more than they miss receiving a paycheck. Let me give you a real example. Mark, a retired engineer I worked with, came back 3 months after retiring and said, "I feel lost. I don't know what I'm supposed to do each day." The solution? Start building your retirement routine long before your retirement date. That means adding structure into your life, like volunteering, having social groups, hobbies, exercise routines, classes, or learning opportunities. Retirees who build structured weeks are 3 times more likely to report high life satisfaction, and purpose matters. Number 2, social isolation. A University of Michigan study found that 1 in 3 retirees become socially isolated. Work naturally gives you daily human interaction. When that disappears, loneliness can creep in and creep in fast. I had a client named Sue who worked in HR. She went from 20 conversations a day to maybe 2 after retiring. She told me the silence felt heavy. Now, the solution to this is you have to be intentional about relationships in retirement. You should join groups if it feels comfortable. Plan weekly lunches. Build friendships outside of the workplace. Make sure you stay connected. Socially active retirees have significantly lower levels of depression and cognitive decline. Connection protects your health. Number 3, fear of spending money. Here's a surprising one. 52% of retirees worry about running out of money even when they have more than enough saved. The reason is simple. You've spent decades saving and now suddenly you're supposed to start withdrawing the money from your accounts. I had a couple with several $1 million saved and they still lived like they were broke. Not because they couldn't afford more, but because they didn't have a spending plan. So the solution is create a clear written income plan. That means planning. Plan your Social Security timing, your withdrawals from your IRAs, your Roth IRAs, your taxable accounts. Plan your required minimum distributions, your tax efficient distributions. And when you know your safe monthly spending number, guilt and fear will disappear. Number 4 is healthcare and Medicare confusion. Medicare can be confusing and mistakes can be expensive. If you miss your Part B enrollment window, you'll pay a 10% lifetime penalty for every year you delay. And Fidelity estimates the average 65-year-old couple will spend around $350,000 on healthcare in retirement. That number can surprise a lot of people. The solution is to plan early. Know your Medicare deadlines. Understand your Medigap versus Advantage plans. Budget for rising healthcare costs. And don't forget long-term care. 70% of retirees will need some form of long-term care at some point. Having a plan prevents financial shock later in life. Number 5, the emotional side of downsizing. Downsizing seems logical, but emotionally, it's one of the hardest transitions retirees face. 58% of retirees say leaving the family home is extremely emotional. One of my clients, Carol, wanted to move closer to her grandchildren. Now, financially, it was a great decision, but emotionally, she spent 2 years struggling with the idea because of the memories in her home. Make sure to acknowledge the emotional side. Give yourself some time. Rent before buying if needed, and make sure you involve your family. Remember, downsizing isn't always about going smaller. It's about going to a better spot, a better location, a better lifestyle, and less stress. Number 6, the myth of endless vacation. Gallup research shows retirees enjoy the first 6 to 12 months, what we call the honeymoon phase. But after that, the excitement fades for many. Not because retirement is bad, but because endless leisure gets old. One couple I worked with took a 3-month RV trip. They loved it at first until every campground started to look the same. Fun without purpose starts to feel empty. And the solution is think of retirement as phases. The go-go years, the slow-go years, and the no-go years. Your energy changes. Your interests change. Your retirement plan needs to evolve. Build purpose into your days, not just entertainment. And number 7, too much togetherness for couples. Now, many couples are surprised to learn that retirement increases marital tension for about 30% of couples. You go from seeing each other a few hours a day to almost every minute of the day. One couple I worked with joked, but we're actually serious, that they needed a contract for alone time. And the solution here is make sure you have healthy couples and make sure you have retirement support, have independent hobbies, and have separate routines. Have a real conversation about what each person wants their ideal to look like. Space is healthy, independence is healthy, and it's not about separation. It's about balance. Number 8, becoming the full-time grandparent. 40% of grandparents provide regular child care, and many retirees unintentionally become the default babysitter. One client told me, I retired from a stressful career only to start a new full-time job watching grandkids. She loved them, but she was exhausted. The solution is making sure you communicate boundaries early. Be supportive, but not at the expense of your own goals. Being a grandparent should be joyful, not draining. Number 9, expectations versus reality. Many people expect retirement to feel amazing and amazingly instantly, but studies show it takes 6 to 24 months to emotionally adjust. One client told me, I feel guilty that I'm not happier, but that's normal because retirement is a major identity shift. The solution is that you want to make sure you give yourself some grace. Connect with other retirees, learn about emotional sides of retirement, and this is a transition, not a switch. Number 10 is longevity risk. Today, retirement can last 20 to 40 years. Half of today's 65-year-olds will live past age 85. 1 in 4 will live to age 90. A long life is a blessing, but only if your finances can support it. The solution is to make sure you have a plan for retirement, not just a short one, but a long retirement, not an average one. That means planning for inflation, rising healthcare costs, and long-term income needs. With the right plan, longevity becomes an opportunity. More memories, more time, and more life. Retirement isn't just a financial event. It's a life transformation. The people who thrive are the ones who plan for purpose, routine, social connection, health, and longevity. Make sure you design your lifestyle now, build structure, strengthen your relationships, and create a retirement plan that supports the life that you want. Retirement isn't the end, it's the beginning of a new chapter of your life. And with the right plan, it can be the best chapter yet. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like or subscribe and share this video with someone planning for retirement. And if you need help in building your own retirement plan, make sure to click the link in the description to set some time up with me or someone from my team. We'll see you at the next video.